Adam Holloway.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I apologise for my voice. I didn't want to interrupt the Honourable Member for Morley and Outwood by intervening on her, but I'd also make the point that the way that the laws are currently interpreted, virtually the entire populations of many countries around the world would be given asylum if they could only make it to Britain. And this is not lost on those making these daily boat crossings. Mr. Stringer, I think I'm probably the only Member of Parliament who has tried to get smuggled into this country from Calais when I made a TV programme some years ago and I lived in the old Sangat camp. And my observation is very much the same as that the Honourable Lady is making today, that these were overwhelmingly fit young men seeking a better life. Of course, some of the asylum seekers are fleeing torture, albeit they're not claiming asylum in the first countries they come to. Many others are economic migrants doing what many of us might try to do if we were in their shoes. Well, this debate is about the costs, but I might add a point about the costs facing asylum seekers and their families. It's generally the more wealthy people who could pay smugglers for help to get to the United Kingdom. Others face taking out huge loans and become bonded. It's not cheap, and illegal economic migrants are rarely the poorest or the most needy of the people coming from a given country. There are also many costs that have been shared today, but some of them are hidden, and I'd like to highlight some that indirectly affect people in Gravesham. I mention these costs not begrudgingly. It goes without saying that anyone who's come here should be treated with compassion and dignity. But this debate has been called in the spirit of openness and transparency. And I think it's very important. So often I see the harshest critics of government's immigration policy are those who are very well insulated from the pressures and costs that immigration places on public services. Likewise in Kent, unaccompanied children claiming asylum are looked after by social workers and staff until they can be found homes across the country. Staff are recruited from the same pool of potential recruits. I understand too that children from Albania disappear from local council protection most frequently, and the concern is that as a result of traffickers and gangs taking them onward to whatever fate awaits them. Obviously this is reduced, perhaps as a result of the deal the government struck with the Albanian government in December 2022, one of the success stories of the government's immigration policy, and that obviously is good news. But I'm reliably informed that Vietnamese children still go missing, requiring additional protection, searching and police intervention whenever they are missing from their home or transition centre. It undoubtedly brings cost to people relying upon the police and social care for support. We've also got to think about housing and healthcare. Immigration has obviously increased our local population, and there's a huge hidden cost felt by people in Gravesham searching for a home or medical treatment. And the purchasing power of the Home Office is keenly felt by local councils and people. We're also getting a great deal of pressure from people moving out of London because of higher rents there, moving to Kent, where it's a little bit cheaper, but that's effectively inflating rents and making it harder for local people. So we've got the direct and indirect financial costs, but there's also the cost of the emotional drain on local people as they try to be welcoming while facing the impact on their own lives. Thank you.